Hey, what's up guys, it's Gage from ARG, and let's talk about Solemn Notice, which is probably the next best Solemn card we haven't seen in a very long time, if you ask me. This is being released in Breakers of Shadow, which is like January 26th of next year for us here in TCG land. This was announced in OCG land for another retweet special that they did. They did this for like Beatrice, as well as like saying Mathematician was in the Monarch structure deck. They did this before, and we got like 5 cards released, and we only got 3 this time, which is actually kind of pathetic because, like I said, it does go up to 5, so I don't know what happened there, but we did get 3 cards, and this was definitely the most eye-catching of all 3, and it is absolutely going to be shifting up the Solemn Brigade as we know it. If you ask me, this card's absolutely ridiculous. I'm going to read it off, and we're going to talk about it. We have Solemn Notice. It's a counter trap card. You activate one of the following effects by paying 1,500 life points. When a monster effect is activated, negate that activation. If you do, destroy it. If either player would special summon a monster, negate that summon, and if you do, destroy it. So this card here, if you couldn't tell by just reading it, it's absolutely insane, and much that to akin of all of the other Solemn cards we've had, it is none short of being very powerful. Now, with the exclusion of Solemn Scolding, I guess you could say. Solemn Scolding was our most recent kind of success, I guess you could call it that, with Solemn cards. And it was only for a very short-lived moment in Necros and BA format back when they were at full power. This Scolding kind of had a little showing, and then people realized, oh, it's kind of bad. 3,000 life points is really too much, and the fact that I can't play any other back row if I have it in my hand, if I want to play this thing, really makes this card bad. So Scolding kind of, goodbye Scolding, and now we have Notice, and I think Notice, they did something right with this card, because this card's absolutely insane. So let's go through the card, let's take it one by one. We have 1,500 life points, obviously being the least of all of the Solemn cards we have. Solemn Warning is 2,000 life points, Judgment was half of your life points, which ended up still being a pretty hefty amount, unless you're playing it at the very last stages of the game. And then we have, of course, Scolding with the whopping 3,000 life points, which was just way too much for people to handle. 1,500 life points is a very sizable amount, considering we give our opponent 1,000 life points to draw a card. It's just, life points isn't an issue to us Yu-Gi-Oh players. We use it as a resource, and we use it very not sparingly. We just spend it here and there. I mean, it just doesn't matter to us. So everything kind of has a life point cost in our eyes. 1,000 life points per card. That's really nothing compared to this 1,500 life points for all this utility this card has, which, when a monster effect is activated, negate that activation. If you do, destroy it. This is pretty much, in my eyes, a Spell Speed 3 Ghost Ogre Snow Rabbit that negates. So it's like 20 times more powerful than Ghost Ogre Snow Rabbit. Let's just eye it up that way. Like, it's really good. Sure, it can be Mystical Space Typhoon, unlike Ghost Ogre Snow Rabbit, and your opponent can kind of see it coming. They can play around it. But this card's ridiculous because the fact that it negates any monster effect, and it doesn't have some stupid stipulation like, oh, your opponent has to be a normal summon monster or a special summon monster or anything. Nope, just negates any special summon and any monster effect activation. It does negate special summons too, but we'll get to that in a sec. So that's a very powerful card as it is on its own, and the fact that it is also as a spell speed 3 really helps because your opponent can't chain it to remove the card from the field or replace it and still get some usage out of the card. Since it is a spell speed 3, unless your opponent has wiretap to somehow stop the card, you're most likely going to be removing that threat from the board without them utilizing it to the fullest extent. So that's really good about this card, and that's really awesome too. But moving on to the second effect, which is kind of where it ties it all together. If your opponent would special summon a monster, negate that special summon, and if you do, destroy it. That's really awesome. Let's take a look at a card like Blackhorn Heaven, which you might be thinking, oh, it's pretty much just like it. Blackhorn Heaven reads, when your opponent would special summon a monster, negate that special summon, and you do it. And if you do, destroy it. So Blackhorn of Heaven, Solemn Notice, stop inherent special summons. However, Blackhorn of Heaven stops one special summon, and Notice stops several. It can stop the mass pendulum summon, and I believe moving into a more pendulum-heavy format with the release of Dimension of Chaos and Magi Scepters, as well as I believe there's like another pendulum archetype coming in that thing, we're moving into a more pendulum-based meta, and this card here is going to be the direct counter to that, and it's going to be at 3, which is ridiculous if you ask me. It's going to be awesome too because we have we have our hands on a very powerful control card, and that's not something we've really seen in a long time. And I really believe that this will help bring out some slower decks that just can't keep up the pace with the very heavy pendulum meta, or the very quick pendulum meta, because that's what it's going to be. I believe this gives those lower decks, those slower decks, a very good chance, and I'm really excited to see how this works out. I'm really liking this card, and I'm really liking it how we're going to be playing it at 3, probably along with the timeless Solemn Warning. We're going to be seeing a brand new Solemn Brigade of 3 this and 1 warning. And I'm really excited to see that because that's really awesome to bring it back to the days we've had the 1 judgment and the 2 warning. I think we got a brand new one on our hands that might just be better. Probably not, but it's still something really cool to see. So let me know what you guys think of Solemn Notice down below. I actually think this card's really ridiculous, and I'm excited to see it come out. So yeah, if you guys want to buy or sell products, if you want to attend events, and if you want to read articles from the toppest to top of players, all3outofgames.com is your place to go check out. Be sure to like our Facebook fan page and subscribe to our Twitch stream if you haven't already. Please be sure to subscribe to our Twitch stream. If you didn't catch any of the coverage from ARG Atlantic City, it will be up here on the YouTube channel eventually. However, if you want to catch it ASAP, you can go check it out on the Twitch channel. If you subscribe, you can watch it all of our VODs, and you can go check out the videos from there. Also, be sure to subscribe because it'll keep you up to date with all of our later ARG events coming up. And it's really nice to be a subscriber onto the Twitch stream because you're able to participate in that subscriber only chat, which is actually not very sparingly used. It's used all the time, so it's really good to be a subscriber for that. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to like the video, thumbs up the video. However, especially you enjoyed the video. I'll catch you guys next time. Gage from ARG, signing out.